Welcome to our next Jurassic Difficulty Plus challenge mode. We're going to be mixing up the difficulty settings a little bit this time. We're not going to go as crazy on some of the tedium. We're going to strike more of a balance of making it fun while still more difficult than base game challenge mode. We'll get to that later. The other thing we're going to do with this is we're going to use a randomizer, which I made myself. So that's this little thing you can see on the side of the screen beneath my face here. Right now it just says 1 or 0 through 4 stars with a mode and a roster. The roster is the amount of dinosaurs you need for Canada variety requirement. It's 11. And the mode, true random, is what we're going to be doing for our randomization scheme here. So this is a little Python-based tool I made for myself so that I could do randomized park rosters automatically. And there's a lot of settings I baked into this.
Made it.
We can pause,
Welcome
but
to...
I'd like to skip. All right, there we go. I baked in a lot of... yes, thank you, transmission. Goodbye. I baked in a lot of options for this, for different methods of how to do randomization. So the first one we'll be doing is here in Canada, which is true random, which is just pick a dinosaur at random for the appropriate research level we're at, basically. Which I've just set up by tiers, and basically you get a new tier with every new star rating, up to 4 stars. 0 starts us out with 1 species that is immediately available, and then some amount of other species that must be researched. That way we always have, one of the initial starters available to us. But in this case, it'll be completely and utterly random. Now this little app is nice because it saves off the generated roster so that we can just continue next time with whatever we've rolled for random dinosaurs and keep going. And yeah, after we finish Canada with true random, we'll try out some other rosters, some other variations on randomization using different parks and different methods. There's 4 currently in the randomizer tool at this point. And there'll be maybe more if I come up with some more ideas or whatever. We'll see. The tool has the capability to ban and force dinosaurs that are included based on some of their traits. There's a CSV file that lists all the data for the dinosaurs that I made. The relevant data for this, at least. And you can ban, say everything by diet or by, like, dinosaurs that were in certain films, stuff like that. But for this run, we're only banning the dinosaurs that just aren't available in the challenge mode, which is how you set up challenge modes using the tool. I'll probably do a video at some point explaining more about how this randomization tool works. I'm going to make this publicly available eventually. You can think of this as beta testing the tool here before it's publicly released. I'll release a Python version on GitHub first, and then we can look at doing an executable later. But initially, yeah, it'll be a Python, a .py Python file to download and run. So this mode, Canada, you start with a Brachiosaurus, right? And that's the only wild one you get, I think. Yeah, it's over here. I think we'll just sell this guy off. That's probably fine. Oops, I unpaused. What did I unpause? I don't know. Whatever. Because, yeah, Brachiosaurus might not be in our roster. He's a bit of a shit, so let's just not, have him around. So we're going to need an Expedition Center. I think initially we'll just set up everything kind of in here somewhere. Why don't we do some quick flattening? Whoops, that was... What is this flattening to? Oh, I was on raised terrain. Oh my gosh. Bad start already. How did I get on raised terrain? I guess the click never registered. That was a confusing moment for me. Just bear with me through my apparent senior moment there of elderly dementia kicking in, and let me flatten this out a bit. So I'd like to cram the facilities probably over this way so they're out of the way. We are burning some money here, but I think it'll be fine. Alright. So let's get this path extended. And for these videos, I think I'm going to leave the tool just up on the screen. I could pull it down if it's distracting and just hide it temporarily, but then I have to remember to bring it back up, and I might just forget, and then you won't have any idea what I'm looking at any given particular moment. Let's do the research center here first. Because the science center is a little smaller. Yeah, so I think as long as we don't touch the border, we should be able to jam it in here pretty good. So we'll get that there. Next, we'll put the expedition center in now, because that's a bit larger. Which will also just be tucked over this way. Kind of wherever we can get it. But then we'll need a power station. This little bit here can be deleted. Which we want this probably kind of, yeah, something like, whoa. What did I just hit that made my screen run away without me? I'm not sure. I think we want this kind of just centralized here, maybe, something like that. That way we can catch this side, and then up here we'll probably have our first enclosure. Although, we could put an enclosure in over here. But no, I think pushing towards the lake makes sense. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, so let's just do something like that. Think. Basically, we just want to catch the edge of the research center, so I think that's about where we want to go. Maybe like that? Yeah, okay. So, power, all that. We're going to need a ranger station ASAP, which we need to research. We can actually look at this. Population to 1. Yeah, so we have to dig up a dinosaur before we can sell that Brachii off, which is fine. 4 genetics, altruistic salary. That's a pretty good starting scientist, I think. 222 and then 302. That doesn't seem that bad. All right, well, let's let this stuff build. And I guess we can also... No, let's let this build. I think we'll rule that we do the first roll for the randomizer when we have the expedition center built, because that's when we need to know what dinosaur to go get. So, boom, expedition center's built. So let's pull up the 0-star set of dinosaurs, which will include our starter and then our... with 11, I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2 other species. There's some variance to this, depending on how the randomizer builds its set. But it should be fairly balanced across all 4 or all 5 tiers. So the 0 tier, boom, Nasudo, Nodo, and Apato. 3 herbivores. That seems pretty good. I think they can all live together too, which is a very strong first set. Now, this randomizer also randomizes the skin and pattern selected for the dinos, so we'll be aiming towards using those. We can't necessarily use those, you know, just starting out because they have prerequisite genetics that we can't get. But that's, yeah, that'll be like the final state we probably push towards. And then past that, you can see here this little kind of genetic sequence, AAGA, CACAA. That is a randomized sequence that represents the genetic code for the dinosaur. So every letter in that sequence is one of the genetic traits. And then A represents unmodified, C is +1 to that trait, G is +2, and T is +3. These have been generated completely at random for the dinosaur. So we're not going to control the genetic mods anymore. We're going to let the randomization tool select what the genetic mods are going to be for each species. And hello, Tank Lover. Welcome to the stream. I had to explain the randomization tool we're trying out here. So, starting with the Pseudoceratops then. Let's go out and get that going. Nasudo, I think, is the... No. Yeah, it's in the south. That's right. Nasudo is always this weird Cretaceous dig site that's buried behind all these Jurassic era dig sites. 53% already to start with is nice, too. The 4 here can do the fossil processing, so I think we dig with these 2. Send that out. Now, if we're going to have a Patasaurus, we're going to want a fairly fairly sizable first enclosure, or a fairly large first enclosure. But I cannot combine the words sizable and large together because that doesn't make any sense. So I think we want to start it here and push back towards this lake, like we would do with the Brachii normally. Let's pause and flatten that out towards there to make sure we don't run into any issues with elevation. It'll also put the hatchery in range of the existing power. Now, let's talk about Jurassic Difficulty Plus settings for this run. I think we will be using building modifications this time because they're interesting. It is not as interesting. Let's put it over this way a little bit. It is not as interesting to not use them, and it's a little frustrating for fossil processing in particular to not use them. Lose 50%, 2x remaining task time. And we lose a scientist. That's kind of bad. Can we do 4 times remaining task time? Because the Nasutos are already at half. 100k is a fair bit of money. That's a tough one. This is entirely dependent on if it takes 2 processing batches to complete the Nasuto genome or not. I think we gotta burn the 125. Alright. Let's just do that. Did this place on the correct terrain elevation? It looks like it did. Okay, good. Now, we can let that all run. Get this fence started here. Oh, I didn't think about the fence, but it is going to be just barely in range here on this side, which is good. How big of an initial enclosure do we want? Probably not too big, because the initial thing is going to be making sure that those Nasutos are noticed and in view. And that's much easier to do with a smaller enclosure. Why don't we future-proof a little bit at least? And push it back 3 notches. We usually do 2 for most of these, but this will allow us to use the existing lake as well. It's a little big, but it should be fine. Okay, right like that. And we don't start with galleries. No, we do not. So I think we could have let that take 4 times. Actually. I think regardless that might have worked out, because that built faster than I was anticipating. Relative to the dig team, ooh, holy smokes, buried treasure on the first dig? I didn't even know that was possible. That's actually insane. Unless that's a Canada thing to like, not like the nation Canada, but the map Canada to like make it easier or something. Could be. This is also 2 batches of fossils minimum. And that does complete the genome. So again, this was another reason we could have let the facility build long. That's fine. So Noto and Apato are both locked behind research. So there's nothing else to dig up right now. So they can just sit. We can deactivate this. Continue to lose money. There's an argument to release these Nasutoceratopses early. I might have said Notosaurus last time I opened my mouth. But I do mean Nasuto. So, let's see what we got here. Death Valley. Death Valley is the dice rolled skin color, which is the first one. Behind the slash is the pattern, which is PE for Pelophylax. We do not have it. We'll go Pulkarana then to make sure we still have a pattern. And then for genetics, we're looking at unmodified, unmodified. So these are stuck with just 25% long-lived. Oh, this is unmodified, sorry. These are stuck with large appetite. Yeah, I was going to say the second tier was red, so I was confused for a moment. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to hatch every egg. As a rule, that's going to be a new difficulty modifier we add for this run. All clutches must be incubated and kept. So that means we'll have to potentially house dinosaurs in separate enclosures, but I think it'll make it a little more interesting, right? As it stands, even if we don't modify genomes, refusing to hatch eggs and just selling off dinosaurs after we hatch them, that taiga biome penalty. I don't remember this ever being seen on the screen. This is a specific genetic penalty applied to Nasuto for being in a taiga biome, I guess. Is this new? Huh. This has to be new. I don't recall ever seeing that. Well, anyway, like I was saying, I think it's more interesting for varied park design to actually have some of these negative traits and use them. It'll help mix up the modes more. Otherwise, you build a lot of the same, stack all the herbivores together, etc., so on. But if you get herbivores that are aggressive or don't get along well, then you might have to mix things up. Aggressive. I said we're going to hatch everything. We'll do that for this build. I might make an exception for aggressive in the future, because aggressive might be the one that ruins herbivore enclosures. If we get aggressive Nasudos, then Nasudos suddenly need to be in a single enclosure with nobody else. That kind of sucks. We'll do it this time, because we only need 11 dinosaurs anyway. This is a good pilot program for that reason, too. Then the third gene here in the Nasutoceratops sequence is AAG. So that's +2. So that's +2 to long-lived. Currently only one mod, because we're only 50% genome. But that means they'll get 75% long-lived, actually. It's not a genetic value of 2. It's 2 bonuses added. That's the idea. The theme for this one, Dino, is randomization, basically. I have a little tool I wrote, a little piece of programming, which you can see beneath my camera, which is going to decide what dinosaurs we put in and what their genetics look like. Completely at random. These fossils are just about done. Let's pause here, make sure we get the last one going. Which idea is that? I'm not sure which idea you're referring to. So the Nasuto then, will have 2 pips in the third gene, which is lifespan. 75%. And then as we unlock the other genes, we'll fill in the rest of the genome with the same bonuses, or with the respective bonuses for each gene in the sequence. So we can't assign the 2 C genes until we actually have those unlocked, but that is canonically what we consider the Nasuto genome to be like. Okay, so let's do a quick cut while these fossils process. First contract is here.
Together, we can change that. Sorry,
Hatch gently modified could be a trap.
George Lambert, security specialist.
Training actually might be easy because we can hire somebody. Let's check training out. Yeah, so if we get a welfare 2, that completes. So that's not bad. And those fossils are done too. So there's the Nasuto. For reference, what are the other 2 genes here? The other 2 genes we're looking at are gonna be. I need to put my activity feed here for the stream somewhere else. I gotta fit these windows somewhere that I can actually use them all. It's too many windows open now. Okay, we'll put the tool down at the bottom of my screen. Okay, so we're looking at the 5th and 3rd from the last gene. So George Lambert's stupid face is in the way. But it's this middle gene here, which is group adaptation. And then it'll be this gene, actually, right? So they'll be strong. So they get +1 to group adaptation and +1 to strong based on the randomizer, whenever they get around to that. For now, we'll hatch these guys who aren't quite what they're going to be in the future, but they're good enough for now. And we consider those genetic modifiers to be required, which means it's going to increase, in some cases, the amount we need to hatch beyond what might actually be workable. Reactive.
That means staying on top of these objectives. I've sent you details on the latest.
We need 2 welfare. We could hire that now. I think it's better maybe to wait until the moment we're going to hatch these, technically. So, hatching all of these. Large appetite, large appetite. Yeah, even the large appetite trait here has this little symbol for taiga. When was that added? This is the first time I'm noticing this. I noticed the symbol doing some planning for this build, but I didn't notice that it was tied to the taiga. Huh, curious. So none of these are aggressive. That's good, at least. We also have social on a bunch, which is cool. This is a 4 on welfare. All right, well, we'll just assign these 2 then, I guess. Thinking about that welfare requirement. I guess we just get the scientist, so we can finish up that contract. So we don't need any more welfare. So maybe this guy with logistics and welfare. 247 recruitment cost is pretty good. Yeah, we probably want logistics. 3 on welfare. 2 on genetics. 26? 122? 212. 24. Yeah, we'll take Malik. Welcome.
We wrangled dinosaurs.
That gives us
daily.
7
So how tough could that mission have been? Really?
logistics, which is not bad. Money is going. We'd be down to $1 million if it wasn't for the coins, the buried treasure. Now, when do we get to do the viewing gallery? Oh, we can do this now while those hatch. I forgot that this was actually a research requirement. I thought it was an automatic unlock, but maybe that's particular for this map that it's not. And I wonder if this is an automatic unlock. We'll find out. Yeah, so we'd be down to 800k. I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on this money and see if we like ever put ourselves in a position where we've kind of boned it. All right, release. So there's our arid skin Nasudos in this taiga environment, which is always funny. All right, Ranger capture team and everything is ready to go. So we can sell that Brock, which I would like to do soonest. It should have been on this tab. Is it not? Oh, it's not automatic. We have to actually research it. Okay. Let's let the viewing gallery finish first. Can we see their environmental needs here? They should have forest. They need ground leaf. Oh, they haven't even started forming a territory.
Geneticist.
Thank you, Dr. Wu, for saying
Do you
what your
see
job
any
is.
resemblance between the Nasutoceratops and modern?
Okay. We got the viewing gallery. Let's get that in. Viewing gallery. We're going to put this, yeah, probably. Well, we want to make sure that shoreline's in view pretty decently. I still think, that's still pretty good. Yeah, we can put it tight to that, I guess. That's fine. Okay, so that goes about there. You guys still want forest. Looks like you're going to need a bit. We'll run some forest over there, I guess. There we go. Plenty of forest. They'll find the water, and they'll be happy. Now, I want to do another clutch and a pseudo right away, I think. We'd be down to about 500k or whatever. If we hadn't got that treasure. Yeah, so the welfare can be anybody. So these two on this. And then research the ranger station so that we can sell that Brock. To ye old dog food factory, like we always say. We'd be down to 200k.
Look closely at the horns and their relation to the eyes. It's clear to me that as we bring...
Is the park open? Yes. Oh, because the viewing thing isn't built yet, which is part of it. Food would be good. Because food is the mission here. And having something... I shouldn't have done this yet. We should have waited. Having something here to monitor profitability of amenities is good. This was premature. That was a mistake. For sure. But whatever.
These animals back to life. The connections between the past and the
large
present.
appetite, large appetite, large appetite. Okay,
And
that's
along with
fine.
it, our
We
understanding.
don't have enough welfare to hatch those.
This is what my
Oh, that's what I
science
should have
all
done, is
about.
made sure we had 4 welfare on the geneticists we send out on this task. That's fine. We'll be fine. Okay, capture team's done. So that's important. So at this point, the capture team would like basically bankrupt us. I guess we'll put this here for now. Is that what I want to do? Not really. I don't want it far away, though. Let's do this. Oops. Let's extend this down. Over here a ways. And then let's put the ranger station off on this side. A little bit further away from all the usable areas. Put it down. We'll let it sneak in probably over there. So I think we'll skew it this way, about here. Well, so for the next few park builds, we're beta testing our randomizer tool that we made. So we won't be doing any themed builds for a little while. For the next few weeks, at least. There's 4 randomizer settings that we want to test out. Or at least 3. I have 4, but one of them is a little weird. I could change my mind on it. So those are what the next builds are going to be. We're going to be replaying all the challenge modes with the randomizer tool in these Jurassic difficulty plus settings. Alright, let's get these eggs hatched. Wait, we still don't have scientists? Why do we not have scientists? I don't understand. Yeah, no staff center, sure. But why are these... Oh, we don't have money. I can read. Haha. Okay. Okay, people are coming in, though, so the park should be getting up in profitability soon. We would be negative if this was our opening park, but we would have not, or if we didn't have the coins, but we would not have synth the second set of Pseudoceratopses, so it's not that bad. Leopard gecko sounds pretty cool. Never had a lizard myself, but I always did want one. Over here. Have to keep an eye on the money and see if the park starts to become profitable while we're doing this. Alright, I'll catch you later. Thanks for coming by.
Welcome to your future.
Alright, so this gets
and our
sold.
past. I'm Claire Deering.
Only
I
300k,
used to do
huh?
management
Alright.
until things went awry.
I mean,
now
it's
I'm
money.
more of an advocate. John Hammond wanted a world with dinosaurs.
Are we profitable
I
yet?
wanted
Yes,
to
just
take care of
barely.
I
Marginally
hope you do
profitable.
as well.
This can be, yeah, set up. I figured this would be unhappy
Okay.
with me.
What we have here
So
is a
334,
brachiosaurus.
336.
It has long limbs relative to the rest of
3318.
its body. And what makes it really unique is that it's a warm-blooded dinosaur. I mean,
I
how
wonder
amazing is it that in bringing these dinosaurs back, we're
if
also
there's an
learning
argument.
so much about them.
Claire, shut the fuck up. I wonder if there's an argument in this early game to improve the rating of the park, even though this loses money, to draw in more guests. I'm not sure if it works that way. We'll do it, even though we lose money from that, because it possibly improves the draw to the park and then makes more money. I'm not sure. It's a good question. Faster or positive influence is pretty good here, I think. So we'll do that. We need staff center. That's probably has to be research too. Yeah, that's a 5 logistics. No, that's not staff center. This one is 3 logistics. Okay, nice. We'll do this and push this person over. Will we do that? No. Let's not push them over the limit, because they could get really mad and decide they want to leave. And that would be bad. Well, would it? Would it be bad? Maybe not. Maybe they could just leave. Maybe it wouldn't matter. Nasuto's fighting for a dominance. Interesting. Unexpected, maybe. Let's get one of these in here. It should probably go down by the lake, because that's probably where we end up expanding. 20 seconds on that. We're slow. Why are we on slow mode? Because I'm bad. We were losing money there for a second. Probably some fluctuations in profitability depending on visible dinosaurs and whatnot. I would imagine that's what's going on. Profitability's looking pretty good here. Let's check Yeah, so we need to get staff center. Staff center absolutely has to be done. Let's do that. So you do this, and then you need a break. That leaves us with 4. The other thing would be comfort. So small hotel, emergency shelter, and restroom are only 2. We should definitely push that. You can do that. And we're at 3,000 bucks. Wow. Broke. Now, to be fair, yeah, the coins basically we traded for the extra Nasudo. And then the Brockies we sold. I guess we could have put those into, I mean, the Brocky would have boosted the appeal, would have started making more money. I don't know. I'm curious if the finances would have worked out well here and not without those coins. Now it's kind of ambiguous. Because now we're making decisions based on the fact that we have that money, really. So this staff center is still researching. So that's going to be probably too much to build. Uh-oh, and that's running dry. That's a problem. Excuse me, I want the facility bastard shut you down. Oh, this should be shut down too. Deactivate you. How long do we got? 2 minutes? That can't be right. With all that shut down, it's still 2 minutes? It was probably about dry. Okay, new contract is good. Improve your amenity coverage. 225. That's a freebie, so we should do that. We don't even have the money for that yet. That's rough. Shopping coverage. We can change this to shopping. We need to refill that generator.
That's a win for us both. We want the park to be as comfortable as home is for our guests. Okay, maybe it's louder and they need to keep the doors locked, but you get my point, right?
That is a single Nasudo. I need more than that. How many are over there? 3? That's a bit better. 67? I guess, I mean, I don't know. Hiring the scientist was a bad idea, maybe? That was 200K. Maybe we should have not picked up a contract that required any financial investment there. I'm not sure what the return on that contract was. It certainly makes it more expensive because we're losing that money all the time. 77. I don't think we get that before that goes dry. This can be shuttered. We're really close. 2 minutes now. Okay, so we should be able to hit 77. 72. Actually, let's just do this. Configure. This should be just shopping. Because this doesn't cost anything. So just finish up that contract and be done with that. So this. These are identical? Yeah, this. There's that food, or that fuel. It's food. It's food for generators, okay? It's food for generators. You guys are not quite happy. What are you missing? Ground leaf.
That's a gold star for you, and another thing off my list for me.
There we go. They're happy. We got cash. So that means... Do we actually want to build the staff center, though? I don't think we do. Because, like... There's no point in arresting these scientists, actually. Because it doesn't help us make money or anything. There's not better... Oh, there is a better option here. Hats. Give me that cash. Yeah, let's just get all of the amenities and stuff set up, because that's where the money is. Looks like we should have green. Well, that blocks off the path from extending out that way anymore, really, but that's probably not that big of a deal.
I love seeing
1-star
these ratings go
rating.
up.
That's...
Put a feather in your cap. If you have one.
Opens up the possibility of storms. Which sucks a bit. $3.95 to fill that up. That's a bit rough too. Shelter coverage is 99%? Really? It probably doesn't really matter. Oh, 99% down there. We could move it. $25K to move it? Damn, I don't know if that matters. I don't think it does. The sooner we move it, the sooner we start making that extra 1% money. I guess we'll just move it. Honestly, the amount of money we might probably lose while it's rebuilding probably negates most of this decision. More than just the cost of moving it does. Well, whatever. I mean, we did it, so we've committed to that, you know. That's just what's gonna be going on. Okay, 8 minutes still. Great. Okay, so basically this is probably like a holding pattern for storms and cash reserves. We can look at fossils. So if we go dig stuff up, that's potentially a way to make a little bit of money, but it's kind of a dice roll. So our next two randomized species were Nodo and Apato. Nodo we have. Nodo is not a research requirement. That's good. And Apato is, yeah. So we'll do Nodo first. Is it worth doing the dig? Probably not. Actually, no, because we still don't have a staff center in. So let's build the staff center. We'll put it down over here. That way it's built whenever we need it. We'll just shut it down right away because I'm not going to rest any of these scientists yet. I think we need to build up a cash reserve for the first storm. So for the time being, this just needs to not do anything. Maybe it might be the case that we kind of just have to sit here and wait for a storm to come in. That way we're, you know, whenever the first storm happens, we have cash for it. As I live and breathe, it's here already. All right. 5 minutes on power. It's probably fine. Yeah. There's not even snow on the ground. The Jeep already stalled. That's incredible. The Jeep stalls out because of the cold, I guess? Even though the storm's not here? I don't buy it. You just fully disabled by the storm, huh? You're just gonna... Can I get a picture from here, maybe? I just wanted to go get a picture now, while the storm was going on. Because it's like, I can't do anything else right now in a storm, so I might as well just get a pic. But nope. It's just, is the other one stuck? Yeah, they're all stuck. Well, we can look at our dinosaurs for a little bit. Yep, there it is. It's a dinosaur. How are we doing on cash? 308, 314. We're still making money, even though the park is closed, which is kind of wild.
Let me introduce Dr. Ian Malcolm. He's something of a celebrity among the folks that work in
I think this is
paleocuration.
free.
There at the beginning, and always warning of the end.
Is it? Because the star rating's still up. I'm going to say that this is free because we're on
random,
emergency.
but in truth, it is deterministic.
I
We just
don't
don't see the
know
underlying
for sure if it
patterns.
is, but it ought to
We
be,
don't know where
right?
to look, and just as importantly, when.
Yes, Dr. Malcolm. Thank you,
And that's
Dr.
it,
Malcolm.
isn't it? The real miracle of the dinosaurs is not that they're here, they've been here before. It's that they're here now.
You don't say. Really, that car's degraded condition? Why? Oh, maybe it was damaged in the pen on the way out, and this was shut down, so when it returned, it never repaired? Could be the case. Local dinosaur appeals 0. Yeah, now the profit is horribly negative. So maybe we got juked, because the profit didn't kick in at the right time. Why is the storm... I was just about to say, why is the storm still going? It was a long-ass storm. Alright, you're going to need that fuel before long, so we'll do that. We get a nice snowy screenshot of these Nasudos as the sun comes up on a nice snowy day. That's kind of dramatic with it being back there in the background. I got to make a thumbnail for this series, like a whole whole vibe for it. I don't have anything yet. All right. Whoops. It's not the picture I wanted to take. I wanted to take a picture with the Jeep for some extra cash, but it's still disabled. Okay, there it is. No, no, no. You don't get to go home yet. You got to go take a picture that we could sell for some cash, because we're about out of money. Really hoping we didn't get screwed by this contract. That is a single Nasudo. How? What can you not see? I guess you can't actually see through the terrain. How do we take a picture of our car? You know what? Don't question it. That was a good money. Alright, you can get out of here. Don't get killed by Nasudoceratopses. Oh, they could be injured from that snow. Are we... dude, are we going to put ourselves in an awkward situation of pushing 1 star slightly too soon? And then having the resulting issue be that we can't afford to get the medical team in here when we need them? Did I never shut down the research center either? I guess I didn't, huh? 5.2, 350k. Yeesh. No, requires operational science center. Okay, we did shut it down. It just doesn't show on the UI there. The cost there is a bit prohibitive. Okay, I saw some money tick up. It was still red arrow, but the money is going up. Yeah, profits restoring. Please hit 60k. I need you to hit 60k. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Oh, man. Is that all it's going to be? Yeah, so that we were that deep in the storm, and yet the negatives really hadn't kicked in. That really sucks. That's deeply, deeply unfortunate. All right, well, why don't we leave this episode here for today? And next time we'll have to try and maybe get some cash going. Excuse me, are you guys gonna actually, like, are you going? Are you stuck? What are you doing? I need to know if any of these guys are frostbitten, please. All right. Well, hopefully they're fine. It's not going to be an issue.